common problem for a lot of producers. You have an 8 or more bar loop going on, but you have problems to actually build a whole engaging dynamic arrangement out of it, right? How can we possibly solve this problem? So in this video I wanted to share some crucial steps to take to solve this specific problem, which was actually a request from a comment of a subscriber of this YouTube channel, right? Now I actually hear it from a lot of producers, especially from people who are new to the game of production, and I also had a hard time to do it honestly, right, to arrange a track. The reality is that you just need to do it and repeat it as often as you can, even if it's not the perfect track or the perfect loop or the perfect arrangement, right? So I think it's always better to just go lean as fuck and approach it with the mindset of, okay, let's create a rough arrangement out of this loop. And this word rough already took away the pressure for me, right? Because it says I just give it a try and not try to perfectionize it, right? Because the worst thing you could do as soon as you have a good loop running is to start a new loop, right? Honestly, you will never come further on the journey by just creating another loop and another one and another one and so on, right? All what you're doing then is creating loops. If you like that, I mean, that's cool, right? That's totally fine. Sorry for being that hard, but I want just to help you out, right? The point is not to create the perfect loop and then create an arrangement out of it. The point is that arranging a track is a whole new skill set, despite of the other ones like mixing, sound design, mastering, whatever is there, right? It's like wanting to run a marathon which is 42 kilometers long. First you need to run 1 kilometer, right? But if you run that 1 kilometer for 2 years and never passed that, right, you never can finish a marathon of 42 kilometers. You can never finish that marathon of 42 kilometers, right? And I would say that we can adapt this anecdote to finishing tracks, right? If we just create loop after loop after loop, oh, that's not cool, let's start a new one, let's start another one. In the end you have 50 loops but no tracks. And that's me. That was me, honestly. I'm not lying. And I was always scared to create an arrangement out of a loop because I had the feeling I will mess something up, or I don't know, some weird feeling, you know, something was holding me back. But as soon as I just implemented a few hacks or techniques that I'm sharing in this video, it became easier and easier over time, right? So yeah, let's jump into those techniques. Okay, so this is again my Ableton on my MacBook Pro. If you wonder why it looks a little bit different than in the other videos, right? And the reason why I work on my MacBook is I started the track again with Electron cycles, and I changed my working environment, right, to keep the creative juice a little bit flowing, to change things up, to keep it a little bit interesting. Like I said in the last week's video, so I actually do what I tell, right? So if you wonder, here are some clips and 11 scenes, right? And the reason why is because I created 11 different patterns, right? But to make it fair and to show you how I would approach an arrangement, a quick rough arrangement, I delete some clips, most of them, and then I will keep some effects here, but the rest I will delete. Yeah, this is hands-on. Now let's play the pattern. Okay, this is a really stripped down 8-bar loop, right? So I don't even know if we can create an arrangement out of this, but yeah, I tend to go as quickly as I can into the arrangement mode, right? So what I would do now is simply play that loop, record a few bars, and then I would simply go and make it 6-7 minutes. It doesn't really matter, right? Now, I told you, I said I came up with some crucial steps during the arrangement process, right? So for me, the first crucial thing to do is work as quickly as I can in the arrangement, in this, how is it called, arrangement view, session? This is session view. First I create the loop in the session view, like this one, right? So I have clap, blah, 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 like, yeah, a lot of people do probably. And then I quickly copy it over to 6-7 minutes, right? Now, another crucial thing that helped me was to have, or to create kind of a ghost arrangement. And I don't have a reference track, I guess, on this MacBook, I guess. The concept is basically the same. I would just go on, and this is a track from last week. You can see here is a little break. Here is another one, and I usually work in the grid mode of either 32 or, yeah, sometimes 60. Doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, let's say here around 1 minute I like to make a little break, add locator, and then I just add break here, right? And I really like to work with locators. At least that helped me for the arrangement. So I make different locators for the ghost arrangement. And then, yeah, you could see I also saved it as a little template here, main break, locator. And then all what I'm going to do is I delete stuff. Command E and then 0. I basically just mute them, right? And then maybe, I don't know, maybe around here. Here again. Sub. Maybe we can take it out during that break, I don't know. Sometimes I just mute the kick to make a little impact. Right? And then let's see how this works. Yeah, I don't like this click here. You make a little fade here and here. So now this is already a variation. Now I would render it quickly. So I have a variation for the break and make it a different color. Kick, break, like this. And then I will copy it here maybe. Duplicate. Copy it here as well. So I can already see, because it has a different color, that there's some change in it, right? Maybe let's see, maybe we could make yeah, this is hands-on. I have no idea where this goes to. Could also work maybe on this. I have actually no idea what what this transient thing is doing, but I have the feeling it shortens release a little bit, and I like to use this for intro parts. Could go here a little bit longer maybe. Then here again, this kick. Maybe also make it a bit shorter. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of things in here, but let's test some stuff. Basically, I would just muting randomly things, you know, clap here. I have no idea, just do randomly. And I mark the clip, Command E to cut the clip apart. And here the closed head, randomly. We probably need some percussion elements, and with this one I don't know yet, texture thing, maybe I would add a layer later on because it's really minimalistic, as I said. To sum it up quickly, we have this basic loop here, right? So I copy it over, just using this one, this record button, and then spread it over the span of 6-7 minutes. It doesn't really matter. Then I work in a grid mode, 16 bars, whatever, and then I remove stuff. Kick maybe to make a little break. Then I color it differently. Here for the intro I work with this transient thing to make it a little bit shorter to give it a little bit stripped down version of it. I don't know. Just some ideas maybe. Clap randomly muted. And yeah, maybe here closed hi-hat like this. Now from here it just gets easier, honestly, because you see it's already something there, and I will probably now add some effects here and also texture, right? This really basic texture, but I had some live jamming with my Electron, and let's see if there's some good stuff in it. I have no idea. I recorded it today morning. Guess what? We go just like this, and let's really see what comes up here. I have no idea. Trust me, we will find something cool. Oh. What was that? Yes, I like that one. That little snippet here. Now, a little tip here. Let's say I found this break. Here this kick could be a little bit longer. I mark the clip and then I use the function command I, and it inserts some time, right? And then I can just make it longer, or I could also delete time, which is command shift X. Right, so if I found here this break should be the double length, I just command I, and it creates time in it, and then it moves everything further, right? Instead of just using the clip and copy it over and stuff, it's easier, in my opinion, and faster. So yeah, from here, as I said, it gets easier, I would say. Let's add some effects here. Let's see what we have. Again, a little break here. Maybe we can use this shorter bass line again. And then here I want to mute that little kick here to add a little bit impact. Command J. So this is another variation for the kick impact, kind of. So I use this one. Could use it, I don't know, I just copy it somewhere. I have no idea, bro. Probably wrong, need to other grid. So I just copied maybe here. And yeah, I admit it sounds boring right now because we have very little stuff, but what if we just copy this over again somewhere here? Yeah, and from here I would go on jamming again, I would say. Yeah, but I hope you get the idea, and you saw it goes relatively quickly with this little audio editing and copying and pasting. And again, I would just jamming to add layers to this texture maybe. Yeah, add some variations maybe. Crystallizer I will put on this, maybe looperator, all those kinds of effects that I shared in the video to add subtle changes to a minimalistic track. I guess that was the name to this video. Now, since this video is already 20 plus minutes long, I decided to make it kind of a two-part series. So this is part one, and you saw it's hands-on, right? So it was hands-on arrangement working, and I'm currently working on this specific track, right? I have no idea where this goes to, and yeah, I will record the whole process, how I arranged that track for the second part of this video series. Maybe it becomes through three-part series. I don't know yet. I have no idea. And yeah, but to sum it up for this video, number one, I like to quickly move from the loop stage into arrangement stage or mindset shift, right? Not thinking in an 8-bar loop or 16 or 32-bar loop, but rather of thinking a kind of a full track arrangement, right? And for this, I like to copy the loop as quickly as possible into the arrangement and span it over a period of several minutes. Doesn't really matter how long, but long enough. So on average length of a track, right? 6-7 minutes. Then if you have problems or if you're new to arrangement, I would go on and steal the rough arrangement grid from a reference track. So at least the breaks and stuff, and use locators to see where the breaks needs to be roughly. And then as soon as you do this a couple of times, you will get a feeling, an intuition for it, where the break needs to be, what minute, and stuff like this, right? And as soon as the rough arrangement is there, I will go on muting stuff like clap, hi-hats, and for the breaks, basses and kicks, because low end has a lot of energy, right? So a break is often less energy, so I would mute those kind of stuff. And then I would see what else is needed, right? For my intuition mostly tells what is needed. So for example, for this specific tracks, I need more stuff, right? It's too minimalistic. It's really minimalistic. I mean, there's a kick, a bass line, a basic clap kind of track, and a hi-hat, and the texture. 5-6 tracks, nothing really crazy, and a couple of effects. And and then the fifth step is just adding more details. This is really the refining work, I guess. But yeah, I think I come to this in part two of this video series. So yeah, I hope this inspires a little bit and helps a little bit. Um, if you're stuck in the 8-bar loop classical thing, right? And yeah, to be honest, it's not easy to arrange a track, right? It's I still struggle with that from time to time. But with every track that you do or that you finish, it gets easier, right? If you do it a couple of times, maybe 5, 10 times, it becomes easy and it becomes second nature, right? And you don't even need a reference track on a specific point anymore because you get used to this skill set, right? And I think it's really a skill set in itself. Um, but I probably mentioned this in the beginning. And yeah, if you want to download my soft but snappy Rominimal Ableton Live Kick Rack, which is a little template that was inspired by Barak, Petra Inspirescu, and so on. So you can grab it for free under the link below. Um, if you opted in earlier this month or a couple of weeks ago and you didn't receive any email, I'm sorry for that. I set up something wrong in the backend, so the email didn't went out. But now it's fixed everything. So yeah, opt in again maybe, and then you get the email. So yeah, see you in the next video. I hope this goes well with this track and the arrangement. So yeah, I'm curious where this goes to. Maybe it turns out like shit. Who knows? Hands on. See you next week. Cheers.